Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to the Old Family Farm. It is the Old Family Farm Sunday edition, as we've grown to know it and love it as. Actually, I don't know if we necessarily love it. I enjoy it. I enjoy any time I can watch the old or play the Old Family Farm. I'd watch it too. I've actually looked for some Old Family Farm gameplay on YouTube, but it's not super popular. I don't know why. It's like clearly one of the best maps ever. Hope you're all having a really good weekend. Gwen is... I should probably just go dump this. Gwen is doing her thing. Gwen is back in the driver's seat. And I am doing the cart running. This is actually the only harvesting we have left to do in November, is this sugar beet field. And then from there, we are gonna be maintaining through our winter months, I guess. So before I get much further, I should mention that audio may sound a little different. I hope it's okay. My apologies if something's out of whack. I did some testing. I think we're pretty dialed in. I invested in a new microphone. I decided to bump up my game a little bit from a headset mic. I'm just watching this guy here. There we go. To a dedicated mic. Still trying to get used to it. I'm still trying to get used to like where it's located. And I've got a boom arm. Ooh, watch out, doggy. I've got a boom arm for it. It's kind of just a different feel for me. It's like it's weird, but I hope it sounds better. I'd love to hear your thoughts and comments. I mean, if you think it's good or bad, I would be definitely happy to hear. If you think it needs to be toned down, if my voice needs to be brought up, whatever your thoughts might be. It is a Quadcast from HyperX. It is the Quadcast S. And I actually purchased one, I think it was last Christmas, for one of my kids, for doing online gaming, chat and Discord and things like that, whatever the kids are into these days. I'm scooching out of your way, Gwen. And I was really, really impressed with it, if I'm being honest with you. I thought it had excellent sound, especially for its price range. And it's highly rated. So I just decided, why change what's working or what I know. Hey, Gwen, check her out. Yeah, you get some, girl. Oh, Gwen. Oh, Gwen. What are we going to do with you, Gwen? What are you going to do to me is more like it. So she, I guess she's still recovering from the whole Jimmy Dean thing, but she says that she's actually doing quite well. I think right now she's happy being single. She's focusing on farm work. I had a talk with her about my retirement from the Old Family Farm, how she would feel if I just passed it on to her. I would stick around. I'm not going to move anywhere, but I would just, I'd stick around and are you going to stop? Yeah, because I kind of want you to just completely unload. There you go. Looks like you got, I think there's a mod out there that shows you what fill level the combine is at. I should grab that. I used to use that mod. I liked it quite a bit. So one thing I noticed, not to harp on it, but one thing I noticed with the new mic is it picks up noise pretty easily from like my desk and things like that. It has a I don't know what they call it, a dampening attachment. I forget what it's called. And then there's a little filter. It's got a puff filter in front or a pop filter in front, so that if I do my P's too strong or something, you shouldn't get a big pop noise or something like that. It changes colors on me. I need to figure out maybe how to turn off the RGB, just because it's constantly in my peripheral vision, and it's like pretty lights, you know. And I kind of lose track of what I'm doing because I'm looking at, see, right now it's got this beautiful deep magenta color. It's really nice. So, anyways, November. Yeah. Finish off our sugar beets. And then we are going to have to do some skipping. We've got eggs to sell here in November. That is the only thing really that is in season in November right now. And then January, I believe, is the next month when we're going to be selling a lot of, we're going to be selling our silage for sure. I kind of don't want to sell our sugar beets and potatoes until we get some production for them, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure. We'll see how much we get from our silage. If we make bank on silage and we can pay off a good part of our loan or most of our loan, I don't know if I'm being too optimistic, but maybe get some production going. I am going to also, be honest with you, start thinking about my retirement and handing the farm over to Gwen and moving on to a new map. A new Throwback Thursday map. And I'm not particularly sure which map yet. I have one that I whoops. Oh, she's going to hit me. Come on, Ford, get out of the way. Oh, please don't hit me. Thank you. I have one that I was going to, originally was going to play instead of Old Family Farm. And I might think about going that route. Then there was another one that was kind of in second place, and now another one came out. Oh, no, it didn't come out recently. It's been out for a while, but it was one that I don't know that I realized it was out, and I remember playing it like there was no tomorrow on FS17, I think, maybe even 15. In the days of Dare Tebbers, if you remember Dare Tebbers, a YouTuber. I used to love Dare Tebbers. He did amazing mod videos. They were always videos about production type mods. Not that we had production back in those days, but they were videos that focused on production kind of mods, and he would explain them really well and kind of go through all of the things you needed to do, and he did a really good job. He was fun to listen to. He always had a top mods video, and anyways, he played on this map as well, not Old Family Farm, but this other map, and that's what got me to play on it, and then I really, really liked it. And so I don't know. I am thinking about, because for Throwback Thursday, at least for me, Throwback Thursday isn't necessarily a throwback in time for equipment as much as it is, what it's intended for is a throwback in farming simulator and playing old maps that have come back out. You know, maps that we all maybe used to play, or maps that I played that I really loved and spent a lot of time on and want to play again, but don't want to play full-time on them necessarily, but I kind of want to get back into them and check them out, like those kind of maps. So that's kind of my idea of what Throwback Thursday is all about. So we'll see. I'm not quitting Old Family Farm quite yet. I will definitely give you a heads up when we are on our what do they call it, a 2 weeks notice, and I'll definitely let you know when we're getting close to retirement and passing on everything to Gwen. And then, quite frankly, she has no reason to kill me, because she'll own it all. She doesn't have to. She doesn't have to plan my untimely death, because she'll have it all, and I'll just be living in lovely retirement here on the farm. Who knows? Maybe I'll pick up a couple hobbies. Maybe if Betty Lou and Tiny don't come back, maybe I'll just be a storekeeper. You know, I don't know. Haven't fully decided yet, but I'm getting too old to keep doing this kind of stuff. My bones are rattling. Are you empty, Gwen? Yep, you're empty. All right. So hopefully you had a good weekend so far. I had a good weekend. I built a new gaming PC this weekend for one of my kids. That actually went pretty well. It always takes longer than I think it's going to, but I don't rush it when I'm doing it. I enjoy it quite a bit. I just kind of take my time and enjoy doing it. I think it's something that I would really like to do full time if I did it full time, but I think like anything else, once you've done it long enough and full time, maybe it would get old. It's been a while since I actually built a computer from scratch. Mostly on my computer, I just kind of have done upgrades. You know, video card there, a processor here, maybe some storage upgrades. But this one was completely from bare bones, empty case. That was a lot of fun. Things went well. Initially, they weren't going so well. I actually fired it up and it didn't want to post, didn't want to do much. It got power, but it didn't want to actually do anything, which of course is always a little bit unsettling, unnerving. You would think by now, if as long as I have worked on computers, that it wouldn't bother me much, but it's still kind of that weird thing in your stomach where you're like, oh man. It's mostly because you know that you might have to go through the troubleshooting and you might have to do the returns and try to get, maybe you got a bad piece of equipment, and it just ended up being a wiring issue, I'll say. And then she fired right up, and it's been perfectly fine since then. It's actually a nice little gaming PC. It'll last for at least 6 months. with as fast as computer hardware advances these days, it's like things just don't last anymore. You know, you think you've got the latest and greatest, and then the next latest and greatest comes out, and you're told that, oh man, you know, this latest graphics card is the only way you're going to be able to play such and such game at full resolution at highest specs. And at some point you just kind of have to say, you know what, enough is enough. I'm getting by. I swear that's where console players have a big advantage. You know, a new console comes out, what, every 6 years? 5 or 6 years or something like that? In between time, go Gwen. In between time, the game, oh, I guess I'm pretty full, aren't I? the game developers have to continue to make games that will run on those consoles. I mean, or they're not going to sell them, right? So it's kind of a nice advantage. On the PC side, well, unfortunately, game developers continue to make games that take advantage of the latest and greatest, and if you don't have it, good luck with that. Let's get a little sky view action. Little sky view action of the Ford and the Krone trailer. But man, this is a really good looking game, isn't it? I mean, overall, it's pretty amazing graphically how well Giants has done. And I guess this latest patch, I guess there are maybe a couple of issues that have cropped up with pallets or something. I don't know. I heard some rumor of that. But then I've been looking on the forums and just what I've seen there, and then what I saw on DJ Goham's and what is it, Clutch? Their farm sim show that they do. They were talking about how they've been getting a lot of feedback too, or seeing a lot of feedback about how this latest patch, it seems like people are saying that they're getting better frame rates and things seem to be a little bit more optimized game-wise and stuff. So I don't know, it's good. It's great. It's fantastic. Sometimes I wonder if it's a little bit of, I don't know how to take it. I do know that they messed around with some shaders. Farming Simulator did. I know that they upgraded DLSS, which is kind of funny. I've heard some people talking about that being the reason they're getting better frame rates, but if you're not using DLSS, it's not going to affect you at all. So I don't know, how many people kind of understand what that is, but I don't use DLSS. I use DLAA. Sometimes I use TAA, but because I'm an NVIDIA graphics card guy, right now I'm using DLAA, which is DLSS. Basically, it's DLSS without the upscaling part of it. And maybe, I guess now that I say that out loud, maybe DLSS, maybe that version or that DLL file does impact DLAA as well. I'm going to have to do a little Googling on that and learn a little bit more about that, I think. But I think I can say with pretty good confidence that I feel like since this last patch, I really do feel like the game that I'm getting better frame rates, and I felt like after this last patch, it didn't seem like it took as long to get the map smoothed out again. I think I mentioned that on my last episode in Hinterland, and I know my shader cache file has much bigger than it was, like easily twice the size. And of course, that file is going to grow as you play more maps and have to encounter new mods and new buildings and different things like that. Well, kudos to Gwen here. She is sticking with it. She's avoided hitting trees. She's avoided hitting me, which is kind of nice. I'm curious. Can you imagine? I was just thinking about this too. Can you imagine what Gwen would be like if there were cell phones back in the day? Her on social media sounds absolutely terrifying. I can't even fathom what she would be like on social media. She would be an influencer. There's no question about it. But it would be for people like Charles Manson That's that would be who she would be an influencer for. People like that. I think things have been good for her on the farm. I think it was a good thing, a healthy thing for her to get away from the city. I really do. You're not going to unload for me? What happened? Did I screw up? I saw an unloader. Did I go too far? Oh, there it is. Interesting. Let's get you unloading. Oh, now I know you're not full. There's no way. So I think these silos here are 1 million at least, if not bigger. So I was thinking we could replace our small silos once we empty them out, but I'm not sure we're gonna need. I'm not sure we're gonna need that much storage. I suppose if we kept doing sugar beets and potatoes, shoosh, who knows? Whoa! Oh man! Wow! I took my eyes off the road for just a second and. Yeah. Well, we're doing our job. We're keeping Gwen moving. She hasn't had to stop except for the one time, I think. And she's doing a good job knocking this out. Where are we at with sugar beets anyways? I know that this field was like 98% yield bonus. Sugar beets are at 142,000. Not too shabby. Alright. That's not too bad. Coming, Gwen. AI workers almost full. Coming, darling. I don't want you to have to stop. Far be it from me to slow down progress. You gonna stop here? Stop. Thank you. Let's get you unloaded. That doesn't look like the most comfortable cab in the world. I'm not seeing air conditioning. I don't see heat. I suppose there's got to be some heat though, right? I think we have AC. Do we have AC? Yeah, I think we've got AC in here. Maybe. Oh, it's window washer, fan, heat. Oh no, maybe not. I don't see. Do I have that? No, I don't have that mod installed where I can look a little closer. This might not have air conditioning. That would be a shame. Huh. Alright. Fortunately, it's November. We don't have to worry about it too much, but I doubt AC was very prevalent back in the old Dust Bowl days. Speaking of, I actually don't know if this is exactly the time frame, but I've been rewatching Boardwalk Empire. What a great show. Nucky Thompson. How would you like to have a name, Nucky? Hey, Nucky. Hey, Nuck. I think his real name, I think his first name was like Enoch, and they just call him Nucky. But can you imagine, like, it's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of weird. They had weird names back then. 100 years ago. They had weird names. I mean, they had some normal names, you know, James and stuff like that, but they had some weird names too. lot of Bible names. I think Bible names were really, really popular back then. In fact, I think they even say that on the show. I think he's like, what are you going to name your kid? And I think Nookie, I say Nookie, but that's not right. Nookie's something else. Nucky. He says something like, well, any name from the Bibles would work, you know. But Steve Buscemi, the guy that plays Enoch Thompson, is fantastic. He's just so good. He's one of my more favorite actors, I think, Steve Buscemi. He was amazing on Reservoir Dogs. If you haven't seen Reservoir Dogs, you definitely need to. Unless you're underage, don't do it because it's pretty brutal. But he was fantastic on Reservoir Dogs. I forget who he was. Was he Mr. He wasn't Mr. White. I don't think he was Mr. Pink either. I forget what color he was. Yeah, he was really good on Reservoir Dogs, though. And he was really good on The Sopranos for the time that he was on there. Oh boy! Don't hit me. Thank you, Gwen. We've got a little room left here, Gwen, on my trailer, so I can maybe do another strip for you. She seems to enjoy this Fortschritt harvester. I mean, she drives it like she's driving it like she stole it. I mean, she's not messing around. I would suggest buying one of these if we were going to be doing sugar beets or potatoes on the regular, but I don't think we're going to be doing them that often. But it's been a nice mod. It's worked really, really well for what we need, and it's inexpensive, which is nice. And let's face it, I mean, you're talking about being able to buy one harvester that does both sugar beets and potatoes and just have to have the two different heads. That's not a bad little deal. Speaking of, I don't think I've looked at our used. Wouldn't that be nice on the old family farm? Stinking crush it. With an 8RX. Man, that would be nice. Oh, even that. Man, we would be wrecking stuff on the farm. I'll tell you, it's funny with I like this little guy too. This little MF8S. Yeah, that's a nice Massey. That'd be a nice upgrade to our Massey, wouldn't it? Yeah. You know, for the most part, the tractors aren't what I miss the most. I think what I miss the most with modern equipment and not having access to the modern equipment are things like a modern baler. I don't realize how nice it is to have a modern baler on your farm. I'm not a huge fan of these 120 centimeter bales, these small bales. I mean, I think they're handy, but I much prefer the larger bales. And then so I miss having a baler, an up-to-date baler. I think I also miss having, to some extent, having a good wrapper, too, for bales. That would be nice. I mean, I don't mind using the silage bunker for... Oh, yeah, I just thought of something, too. But anyways, I don't mind using the silage bunker, necessarily, for silage, but... it is pretty handy to have just wrap bales for silage, though. That's for sure. I was just looking back. I thought I saw... I don't know what I saw back there. It seemed like something was running around back there or something. I don't know. Gwen, what's going on, honey? Are you done? No, you're not done. Maybe she thinks she's done. She's not done. Coming, Gwen. Oh, she thinks she's done because of the tight angle this is. Alright. That's alright. I think Gwen did a nice job for us. What time is it? Oh, yeah, she might be running in to start lunch. That's one thing I gotta give her a lot of credit for. She doesn't mess around when it comes to food. She's a pretty good cook. A master of the meats. Yeah. Yeah. Throw a steak at her and watch her go. I will say though, I've eaten better since she came. Inside view look like not too bad. It's a little bit plain Jane, but looks like it gets the job done. Smells like Gwen's got a new perfume she's been wearing. I wonder what that tank is right there. Is that the gas tank? It's a big tank. I wonder what that is. Alright, let's see if we can maybe pick this up in one more swoop. Think we can? I think we got her. It's looking pretty good. I think we're golden. Let's get it unloaded. Pipe out. Yeah. I love that. That must be a an engine brake, like a Jake brake, making that noise. You hear that? Yeah. That's pretty sweet. I like it. Yeah, this tank over here, I'm going to assume the big F on there is fuel. Or fire. It's kind of showing the diagram maybe of what's going on there. That, I'm gonna guess that is the fuel tank because I don't really see any place else where it would be, and that looks kind of like a gas can or something. Oh, imagine falling in here when the thing's unloading. That would be bad. Safety third back in the day, man. PTOs. Can you imagine how many people just absolutely got wrecked on the farm? And what a dangerous place for kids. Like, oh man. Kids running around. I'm just thinking of all. It takes a second for that thing to shut down. I like it. Should probably run back and grab our Ford and get this thing unloaded. So yeah, we're in pretty good shape, I think, for November. That's going to take care of all the harvesting we need to do. We can't turn right around and plant anything right now. I think if I'm not mistaken. Grass. Grass is it. And we're not going to worry about taking the time to do that right now. I mean, we can take advantage of the time we have to get these fields cultivated, fertilized, limed if they need to be limed. We can get all of that done and just get them prepped up for next spring. I should check our cows. I think the cows might be in a little bit of need of food. Let's check them real quick. I think our sheep are doing okay. But I think our cows are getting low. Chickens are getting a little low too. Let's go grab oh, you know, I think I brought the Jeepster. Oh, we need to sell eggs too. I brought the Jeepster over here so we could throw some hay on here and take it to the cows. Let's see what we can grab here. Can I grab... I don't need super strength. I wonder if I'm going to have to unload it. Yeah. Oh, you did not like that, did you? Massey, do you have a... it doesn't have a hitch. Alright. Well, we're not going to be able to get the hay off of this unless we hook it up to something. So... I'll hold off on that for now. I'll get that hooked up. But let's grab our eggs real quick and get the eggs sold. The cows have enough to take care of themselves for at least for the rest of the day. But we definitely need... Oh, there you go. I forget if I normally put them... I think I normally put them this way. Boop. Probably doesn't matter. They're not really going to go... We're not going very far, and they're probably not going to go anywhere anyways. You know what? We'll take you two. How's that? And strap them down? Maybe not. Not really seeing a strap, but that's okay. Where are we selling our eggs? Are we taking them to the train, or are we taking them to where? Where are we taking them to? Eggs. Eggs are November. It looks like our best bet is going to be the seed and feed. Watch out, chickens, ducks, get out the way. I need to remember to return that fork trip too. Yeah, inside race cam. Getting low on gas too. I think they sell right here, if I'm not mistaken. They do indeed. Rack up the money. We need it. Oh, we did okay. Almost 12,000 bucks. Not too shabby for some eggs. That should take care of Anything we need to sell in November? I think that was it for November. And then we'll have to... I should take a look at December. I don't think there is anything on tap for December. But January, I am pretty certain is going to be a few things we're going to need to sell. I'll bring you back over here. And then we'll get you taken care of. Yes, I know, little cows. We'll get you some more food. What about water? Do they need water? I always forget that. Doing pretty good on water. Well, all right, everyone. That is going to do it for this episode of the Old Family Farm. Happy Sunday again. Thanks for checking in with me. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video. I'd really appreciate it. Let me know what you think about the audio. I'd be curious to see how that turns out. And subscribe if you'd like. It'd be great to have you along. I appreciate all of you that have subscribed. And I'll see you back in Hinterland Monday. Take care, everyone. Bye for now.